confusing, lot of terms. Dealer price, list price, invoice. Don't be confused. New or used car, TrueCar.com. Save $3,000 off MSRP. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, the Baker Mayfield interview yesterday. I got a ton of feedback. Loved all of it. Bottom line is, I don't know how you watch that interview. I've said it before. If I'm critical of somebody, I always invite him on the show. Russell Westbrook's always welcome to the couch. Richie Incognito, I lit up for a year, brought him on, he was great. T.O., I've lit him up for years, brought him on, he was great. LeVar Ball came on the show, did some things I didn't like, ripped him, came back on the show, thought he was really good. Baker Mayfield, ripped him, brought him on the show, thought he was excellent. I don't know how you could watch that and not like him. In fact, I had an NFL big guy text me and say, boy, he did a good job with you. And I said, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He came on the show. I'm not trying to win interviews. I am giving guys a shot to answer my questions about them, and I thought he answered all of them. Joe, you were a spectator for most of it as we pushed back, but I thought he did a really nice job.
He has a otherworldly confidence about him.
Yeah.
But I don't ever have a problem with that because you don't reach the level that he's reached, and especially with the critiques that you have, him being a smaller guy or whatever, without having that kind of confidence. So that's going to be his biggest challenge in the league, is playing with that rage and channeling it. But some of the greats have. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan. He would make up stories about things that people would say about him to get angry. And that seems like that's kind of Baker's mentality. I thought he did a great job with you.
So did I. And by the way, I called out Jameis Winston. I said he's immature. Look what just happened. Suspended 3 games to start the season. I called out Johnny Manziel. I said none of it's criminal, but he's immature. Blew up his career. I said, Baker, I don't like this stuff. This is a league for mature guys running franchises. All my questions and criticisms are valid. I thought he answered all the questions. I thought he was great. I thought he was a home run. And he answered the police video stuff, which I hated. That was his best answer. He was a real grown-up. He said, I'm embarrassed. I love that. I'm embarrassed. By the way, we all screw up. We all screw up.
Well, I think the biggest point that you make about quarterbacks and their off-the-field issues was that it is a judgment position.
That's what it is.
It's not so much about if you're cocky or showy. I mean, Joe Namath came out,
right,
in a white fur coat. It doesn't matter about your personality. It's about your judgment calls, and that's the biggest point.
And let me segue to this. LeBron James' camp said before the draft, we like this guy, Collin Sexton. Now, LeBron did this to Pat Riley in Miami before he left. LeBron's camp like Shabazz Napier. Pat Riley drafted him. That wasn't great. So LeBron's camp, let it be known, we like this little point guard from Alabama who averaged 3 assists a game and is not a great shooter. And what do you know? The Cavs selected him with the 8th pick. And the young man is already pitching to play with LeBron James, and hopefully the King stays in Cleveland. Here he was last night.
Man, LeBron, let's do it. Let's do it. I see you need a few pieces, that one extra piece this past season. Hey, let's do it. Let's go back to the finals. Let's do it.
Very exciting. Chris Broussard earlier today then said this.
If LeBron stays in Cleveland, it won't be because of Collin Sexton. I asked someone that would know how much last night's draft impacted LeBron's decision, and the direct quote I got was 0.
Yeah. For the record, the 2 best players I saw in college basketball were Marvin Bagley, number 1. He went number 2. And DeAndre Ayton at Arizona was the 2nd best player I saw, and he went number 1. So the 2 best players went 1 and 2. And then it was a bunch of guys. I believe that draft picks before the draft are like shiny new cars in a showroom. They've got value, hope. Put some rims on that baby, coolest guy in town. But the minute you drive that car out of the showroom, it loses 30% of its value. And then it's just Collin Sexton, who's not a great shooter, small frame, 3 assists per game. 3. Lonzo Ball, UCLA, averaged almost 8. So I would have moved, if I was the Cleveland Cavaliers, I would have taken Kevin Love and Collin Sexton and tried to engineer something. Now, maybe LeBron is sitting there thinking, listen, now I got a little point guard. Kyrie dumped me. Maybe LeBron, he can be very cryptic and manipulative. Maybe LeBron's got it figured out. He lost Kyrie, and so he kept watching college basketball, knew they had the 8th pick, and said, give me a guard. Give me the best point guard available, because he knew LeBron follows basketball, knew it was mostly a draft of bigs, and maybe LeBron thought that's the best guard in college basketball we can get with the 8th pick. And by the way, team, it's a point guard league, not a center league, so it's not bad drafting a point guard. I just think he's a kid. Just a guy. NBA draft, we call it just a guy draft. G-J-A-G. But maybe LeBron's got it figured out. Maybe LeBron was sending messages. Now, the one thing we did not see, let me shift gears, was the Kawhi Leonard San Antonio Laker deal. I will say this. There is a feeling that San Antonio and Popovich don't want to give him to the Lakers. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But remember, we have a history here. In the NBA, if you have a disgruntled player, the longer you wait, the less you get in a trade. Think about this. Right now, you take Kawhi, and the Lakers would probably give you Brandon Ingram for him and a draft pick. Brandon Ingram averaged 16 last year. It's going to average 21 next year and a pick in the first round. They give you that. Maybe 2 first-round picks. Maybe Lonzo Ball. Okay. But if you don't trade him to the trade deadline, you tell me what NBA general manager, knowing that now he only gets to rent him for 3 months of basketball, what are you going to give up for that? What general manager would give away any marginally decent asset at the trading deadline if Kawhi doesn't give you assurances he's going to stay? When you get into a divorce situation, you can't worry about the person leaving. You got to worry about your future. I would contend the Lakers, by giving them a Kuzma or an Ingram, are giving them Kawhi Light, a young player averaging 16 with a lot of growth left in his game. One of the funniest guys in America, Nick Kroll, is around the corner as we head to hour number 3 on a Friday in Los Angeles. This is The Herd.
Fox Wednesday. Don't miss the summer's #1 new series. When one restaurant's problems go beyond the kitchen,
My son got killed.
What's the sign?
Gordon feels the pressure.
He's on the verge of literally losing everything. I'm scared.
It's the most emotional transformation yet.
It's incredible.
24 Hours to Hell and Back. All new Wednesday on Fox.
See?
Oh, dude, are you friends with a real robot?
What? No, man. It's my service.
Oh, that's not awesome at all.
Maybe you should switch to a more reliable network.
Switch. Just like that.
Switch to Boost super reliable and super fast nationwide network.